So I'm down here in our pre-production studio here at our home office, and I'm so excited about what happened this past week. I've got the final mix down of the very last track for the new Trytan Blood of Kings album, which is the Revelation song. We call it the Rev song, and I had the 10 tracks back mixed down. And the Rev song was still incomplete because we were waiting for tracks from Mr. John Elefante, Ray Parra, and then after John and Ray got their stuff down, Eric was gonna be the last guest vocalist on the song. Since Silent Tiger, we wanted to start a tradition of having a praise and worship song that was just straight worship of the Lord on each album, and on Silent Tiger we did Leslie Phillips' By My Spirit, and so as I prayed about which one to do, when we finally decided to do another Trytan album after 30 years, our music team here at Extreme Church came up with this really tough Dream Theater kind of arrangement for the Revelation song, and I wanted to do something with John Elefante for the longest time. I had an opportunity back in '91, which I'll talk about more on the Making of DVD. But John and I have stayed in touch over the years. But when I asked him, would he be on this, and he agreed, that shifted everything. When Eric and I were down, like a couple of mad scientists up on the mountain at his studio EKG, it tempered everything. John's vocal being on there tempered everything. And while we wanted to go for kind of a We Are the World with John and me and Ray and Eric, we knew having John on there, we would want to give his voice just all the right away, as much right away as he wanted to take. And so anyways, I got John's tracks sent back first. So what we did is we did the rhythm tracks, recorded all the Keeper drum tracks, the guitar tracks, and all we had on there was the Keeper drum tracks and the Keeper rhythm guitar tracks. We had a lead theme in there. Then we sent it off to John and Jim Laverty to put his bass stuff on there. And John and I had some dialogue on the phone. He's like, man, what do you want me to do? I got an idea for here. I'm like, John, if you sing every other word in a different language, I'm good with it. Just go for it. He's my favorite singer of all time and one of the greatest of all time. So he's like, okay. So he got busy, got in the studio, and sent me back the tracks, and I was just blown away. Now, I did a song map video for each of the guys, for John, Ray, and Eric, with what my idea was for how we could arrange the vocals, getting us each in there and building it up at the end. And I wrote a different big bridge, which each one of us would have a part in. So they all had vocal tracks with just my vocals on it. I sent this video out with vocal map for each of the guys, and I literally sang, okay, first verse, Larry Dean, boom, and I sang it. Then I said, John Elefante here, and I sang the second verse. And I said, John and Larry here together, and I sang that part. Then second verse came around, I said, okay, Ray Parra, and I sang that part. Then Eric Gillette, I sang that part. And I said, everybody come in here. Then for the big bridge, first line, Larry Dean. Second line, John Elefante. Third line, Ray Parra. Fourth line, Eric Gillette. And I sang the parts. And then at the end, I'm like, everybody just go big at the end. Go spontaneous. Just worship the Lord. Just have liftoff. And so they had that video. And the tracks that were sent out just had my vocal parts on it from Eric's studio on Pro Tools. Well, then John sent me back his vocal track, and all it had was the band on 2 tracks and then his vocal on another track, which I just was blown away by. It is classic, super tasty, awesome John Elefante. So Eric had it. Then Ray and Jim got his bass parts into Eric. Then Ray got his vocal part in there, just that classic Ray Parra part. And then Eric was the last one because he was going to do all his vocal parts after he got everything in. And just last Tuesday, Eric sent me the mix down of everything that he did, and I am absolutely blown away. It is just the magic of God. Like I said, it's centered around John, but Ray's parts are absolutely incredible, and Ray and Eric's parts, which were added last, are just perfect. And Eric and John in the outro, they just go off, and it is just, I'm telling you, man, there's some David Foster super artist magic stuff happening there. And I went across the street here because I wanted to add a high harmony on there. So Eric said, hey, get that vocal part down and send it down to me. So I went right across the street into a buddy, Brian Mackender. He's got a podcast studio called Audio Hive right across the street from our offices here, like a block and a half down. So I went in there and I threw down those vocal tracks on Thursday, and just listening to it in the headphones, because I was the first one to hear, and that was the very last vocal part, not only on that song but on the whole album. And I was the first one, happily and thankfully, I was the first one to get to hear the finished project. Brian put some really awesome reverb on there, and I sang my parts, and we did the playback, and I realized I'm the first one listening to this song done. And I'm just so excited at what it's going to do in people's hearts. It's going to cause them just to see the Lord in an Isaiah 6 kind of way. I saw the Lord high and lifted up. The train of his robe filled the temple. We hope people get a revelation of revelation that Jesus is still reigning as Lord and King on a glorious throne. He's in control. He's in charge. He's coming back. Let's get ready. Let's do his work till he does. But so excited about this album. And what I wanted to say too was I had the first 10 tracks mixed down and done of the first 10 tracks on the album. And I didn't have the Revelation song. And I kind of was like, I don't know how that's going to be. Having John stuff on there, that's going to be great. And just excited to be able to sing with John Elefante on a Trytan song, and a worship song was amazing. But then when Ray and Eric did their parts, I'm here to tell you, Eric Gillette is just an absolute maestro, unicorn, super freak. Not only guitar, drums, keyboards, but his singing is unreal. And just the interplay between John and Eric and the drums and the guitar, the bass sound turned out perfectly. Jim did such a great job. But all that to say, I was so pumped, and I was kind of like, Rev song's going to be great, but I really wasn't too sure. And I got this track last Tuesday, and I was like blown away. It is like the cherry on top of this amazing album that Eric and I did, and bringing Jim in to play the bass stuff on, and then doing this song. It is like such an amazing crescendo. It'll be the last track on the album, but it is such a high point crescendo, bigger than what I could have ever dreamed it could be. I envisioned some things, but Eric just took it past the line of where I thought this song would be. But that album is going to be coming out hopefully September next month, end of next month. Lots of logistics and moving parts to tend to, but we're excited about getting the merch out there for Blood of Kings. We're going to digitally release Celestial Messenger and Silent Tiger with a reissue and remastered in the digital format with a new cover for Celestial Messenger, and then Blood of Kings is coming. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited about how this album turned out, and I'm just blown away at how the Rev song turned out with everybody's parts, and just humbled, blessed, and so thankful. And I'm just giving it to the Lord to say, Lord, use it. Save people, bring people to saving faith in Jesus Christ, encourage Christians and challenge Christians to share Christ like never before with their world, in your world, God. So God bless. Blood of Kings coming soon, and a lot of cool Trytan stuff down the road.